All right, on to our final segment. We're going to run through it because this is probably the most boring January transfer window of all time.
It was not good,
Of all
huh?
time.
This was not good.
Just just to let you know, there was more money spent on the final day of this transfer window than there was the entire transfer window combined, and it still was barely over 100 million for the Premier League, which is like pennies
Peanuts.
compared to what they spent
Peanuts, man.
last January. So
Well,
we're just going to go through and
last January, one player was more than that, and Enzo Fernandez.
exactly. So we're going to go through and give a letter grade for all of these players and their signings, and that's it. We'll discuss them later. We're going to start with Timo Werner from RB Leipzig to Spurs on loan.
A B for both.
I'm going to go an A for RB Leipzig because he wasn't playing and he had high wages. And for Spurs, I'm going to go with the B minus. He's showed promise, is probably could get upgraded. He's got 2 assists already, which before Manchester United played, he had the same amount of assists as Bruno Fernandes. So B minus.
There you go.
Jadon Sancho, Manchester United loans him back to Borussia Dortmund after just 30 months, where they spent 73 million on him. And United are still paying half his salary.
D for Man United. A for Borussia Dortmund.
I'm going to go F minus for Manchester United because they only had him for 30 months after spending 73 million on him. That's like an insane amount of money to pay for someone for 30 months. Is that like over 10 million a month? No. I don't know math. It's bad. Anyways, he's got 2 assists in 3 matches for Dortmund already. I'm going to go A plus for Dortmund. He's already happy and playing again. So,
Yeah.
Eric Dyer from Tottenham to Bayern Munich on loan.
B for Tottenham. D for Bayern Munich.
I'm going to switch my last one and I'm going to go A plus for Tottenham because he wasn't playing anyways. And he was only hurting them. And the F minus for Bayern Munich because there's no way in hell he makes their team better in any way, shape,
At
or
all.
form. At all. Radu Draguzin from Genoa to Tottenham for 25 million euros.
Haven't really seen him play. He came on a little bit for Spurs, but
You probably will see him a lot less now that Van der Ven's back. So,
yeah. So maybe a B for Spurs and B for Genoa.
B for both teams.
Genoa, yeah.
One that really surprised me, and I know I've watched him a bunch. You maybe not so much. Gift Orban, who has been linked to every top club in all of Europe, goes from Genk to Lyon for 12 million euros.
Okay, so let me know what grade that is then.
I'm going to give Genk probably D and Lyon an A plus because this guy has the potential to be a world-class striker. He's very young. I think he's only 20 or 21 years old. He might be even younger than that. And Lyon has been struggling this season. They absolutely need a better striker than Alexander Lacazette, who has been shit. So he hasn't gotten any better since he left Arsenal. One that surprised both of us, Geraldo Becker went from Union Berlin to Real Sociedad for 5 million euros.
F for Union Berlin. Probably a B for Sociedad.
Yeah, I probably agree with that because he was their best striker.
Yep.
Why would you get rid of your best goal scorer when you're in a relegation battle? And not only that, but to give him up for that cheap. A plus for Real Sociedad for the price.
Yeah.
They got some depth at striker. Good for them. Valentin Barco, 19-year-old left back from Boca Juniors to Brighton for 10 million pounds. I don't know if you ever heard about him.
I saw that this transfer happened.
He's a stud. Absolutely lightning quick left back. One of those talents that Brighton seem to snap up. I think next season you'll see that he's going to probably deputize for Estupinian the way he's been playing. Because
we know Brighton, man. They always get A-plus signings for the most part.
Yep. Yep. I'm going to go probably an A for both because his contract was up in the summer anyways. So the most hilarious transfer of the entire January transfer window, we had Jordan Henderson canceling his contract in Saudi Arabia for Al Ettifaq and joining Ajax.
F for Al Ettifaq, and I'll say a C for Ajax because he still hasn't played yet.
I would go probably a C for Ajax as well, and F minus for Al Ettifaq and Steven Gerrard, and probably an A plus for Liverpool because of the amount of money they got for him. Calvin Phillips from Manchester City to West Ham on loan, option to buy. After that first performance, is probably a pretty low grade. Not gonna lie.
After that first performance, man, A+ for Man City and a D for West Ham, if not an
Yeah,
F.
yeah, because I think they paid $7 million just for the loan, and the option to
Yeah.
buy is I think 11, something like that. Yeah, A plus for Man City. I'm gonna be nice and give a C for West Ham.
Okay.
Arthur Vermeeren from Antwerp to Atletico for $22 million and $5 million in add-ons. This guy was lighting up the group stage and probably the only good player for Antwerp. How good of a signing is that for Atletico?
So yeah, I know when this one happened, you and I were surprised that Atletico were able to pick him up. Fantastic signing for Atletico. I mean, in Antwerp, they got a nice penny, 22 million plus
Yep.
5 million add-ons.
Yep.
So great piece of business, I think, by both clubs.
Yeah, I think so too. One that came out of nowhere, Sasha Bowie from Galatasaray to Bayern Munich for $30 million. I mean, they need a right back, so
They need a right back. I've seen him play, obviously, in the Champions League. But is he worth 30 million? I think they overpaid.
in January probably because Galatasaray has barely had any time to fill that void, and it looks like they're going to sign Serge Aurier, according to Fabrizio Romano, for I think 22 million. So it's good business for Forest, I guess. Antonio Nusa, one of my favorite up and coming wingers. Club Brugge to Brentford, loaned back for the rest of the season. Tottenham for the entire January transfer window, favorites to sign him.
Good
Went to
job,
Brentford.
Brentford.
Yeah, this is going to be a fantastic coup for them. He's only 18 years old, signed him for $30 million. I think the reason they got to sign him is because they loaned him back for the rest of the season. I don't think Tottenham wanted to. So, great signing.
30
I'm going
mil's
to
a
go
lot,
A plus for both teams. Yep.
Yeah, 30
He's
mil's a
going to be
lot.
fantastic.
I don't know if I'd go A+ because it's hard to give A+ to a youngster who's unproven. So I'll go B.
Okay. Morgan Rogers, Middlesbrough's striker, going to Aston Villa for $8 million. He's a big 21-year-old striker, and he's been on fire this season, getting Middlesbrough all the way to the Carabao Cup semifinals against Chelsea, even though they got blown out in the second leg.
That's good for Villa because they don't really have a second option to Ollie Watkins.
Yeah,
John Duran.
A plus,
Yeah.
A plus for Villa. I'd probably give A minus for Middlesbrough because there's no way you're going to keep him at Middlesbrough when Villa's coming and calling. So the one that surprised me probably the most in this entire transfer window, Gio Reyna from Dortmund to Nottingham Forest on loan, joining his compatriot Matt Turner in that locker
I
room.
feel like that's a fantastic pickup for Forrest. I don't know where he'll play with the likes of Hudson-Odoi and that other winger that for some reason I'm blanking
Morgan
on.
Gibbs-White, and I mean, he's a fantastic player. He's a very raw talent still. He's still, 18, 19 years old?
Alanga, that's what I'm thinking. Alanga.
Alanga, yeah, who's been on fire this season.
I don't know if he
It
even
gives him
gets
some
into
much
that
needed
Forest
depth.
team.
I don't know either. I would say I think he's, at this point, better than Hudson-Odoi, but that's not really the position he plays. He plays more of that number 10 role, sometimes out on the left, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Does he start over Morgan Gibbs-White? Probably not.
Probably not.
With how much weight he has with the Forest faithful, but still some much needed depth in that Forest side that is 86 players and counting. So Facundo Palestri from Manchester United to Granada on loan. This one surprised you?
Little bit. I thought he was pretty impressive there for Manchester United. I mean, he's better than Antony, so good pickup from Granada. A for them, and Man United, as they get rid of a young player, hopefully gets more play time, but he should be getting playing time over Antony, so C.
So I'm gonna go D+, only for the playing time aspect. Armando Broja from Chelsea to Fulham on loan.
I think that's fantastic for Fulham. They desperately need a striker, especially if you saw that Raul Jimenez performance. And then Chelsea, I don't know why they're getting rid of him. They got Nico Jackson and Nkunku, who we've seen is injury prone. What happens when one of them gets hurt?
Yeah. And then lastly, some weird video posted by Real Madrid stating, I know this will be posted on the day that is released, but some big announcement video saying just zooming in on someone on a computer, typing new, and then it ends, and then says February 2nd announcement date.
Of course, all the speculation is Mbappe.
It is. I don't know what it could be. It could be their new partnership with HP that gets them 75 mil a season. Could be. Who knows? Because it is a computer,
right
and it says new. So, way to keep everybody on edge there, Real Madrid. That was awesome. Nottingham Forest, most active team again on transfer deadline day with 2 loan signings, and then signing Matt Sells from somewhere in Germany for 5 mil as a goalie.
Augsburg.
And sending Augsburg, thank you. And then Oriol Mangala and potentially Serge Aurier out the door for, I think, a combined about 50 mil. So, good for them.
All right. Yeah, so that brings us to the end of this very long episode. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, subscribe our YouTube, give us a follow on the Instagram, Brews FC, on the TikTok, Brews Banter FC, Facebook group, the Redbubble. Check out Acorn Hills. They got some pretty cool stuff. You wanna look at that. But on that note, man,
pretty awesome.
As always, we love you guys. Thank you so much, and cheers.
Cheers.
Today's episode is brought to you by Acorn Hills Clothing Company. Sustainable clothing, biodegradable packaging, tree planted for every purchase, and a percentage of their sales donated to charities.
Yeah, and that's not even the best part. They give you these plantable clothing tags with every purchase. Pretty much greatest idea ever.
That is
scan
awesome.
The QR code right here for planting instructions. So make sure you go to www.acornhillsco.com and use Brews15. That is BREWS15 at checkout for 15% off and have your tree planted today.
Yes, don't forget to use our code Brews15 at checkout for 15% off. This is one you don't want to miss, guys.